Video last week, I talked about what it was like to travel to a different country during COVID. For those of you that missed that video, I am here in Canada, visiting my husband for 6 months. I briefly touched base on experiencing culture shock. Didn't think that this was something that I would be experiencing, as I have visited Canada before, but it's one thing to visit and be super excited to be seeing your friends, family, and husband again, and going out to eat or just like hanging out at home. You're not doing like the real like mundane things of going to the grocery store, going to get gas, and I really felt a difference whenever I touched down in Toronto. The American airport was like very busy, and everything is still shut down here. And it's not just that; it's everything is in French and English, and I have no problem with that. I know about that, but as I was in my hotel room, my friends and family were messaging me saying like, how are things going? Is there anything that's really different? And I am like, yeah, for instance, this Coca-Cola, this is a 12-ounce Coke. It's not 355 milliliters, like not in my mind, but it is. And then you want to look at the nutrition label. I wanted to see how many servings was in one, how many calories or servings was in one Coke. So I'm looking at the back, and for it to be in French, like that's no big deal. I mean, I know about that. What's this other language? British English. So it's worded differently, and they have, when you have favorite, flavor, or favor, then you have that like OU always. So I personally like that, to see that. My mom is Caymanian. She's from the Cayman Islands. She moved in the United States in the 70s, and I am half Caymanian, so I've just been raised with the whole, British thing, and it's, happy to be here where it's French, British, and, English. Metric system, obviously that's fine, but when I went to the grocery store, most of the recipes that I have say 1 stick of butter or 2 stick of butter is like when you're baking, but they have actual blocks of butter, so I had to buy a food scale to measure out my butter in grams for baking. I am a at-home baker, so I'm pretty sure that a few of you guys have, measured out your ingredients before on a scale whenever you're baking. So I've been able to find there is a Walmart, so I'm familiar with that. They do have a Sally's Beauty, and whenever I was in the US, every time I went to Sally's Beauty, I would tell the girls, I'm so happy. They probably don't care, but I'm like, I'm so happy that you guys are in Canada. I mean, the girls there have helped me out. I've bleached my hair, I've dyed it so many different colors. I know that I can get the products that I've been using for years while I'm in Canada. Things like the whole like metric system, like a can of beans, it would be like a certain amount of milliliters, but I've been able to kind of just figure that out for when I do my recipes. It's no problem. I'm just able to convert it that way. There's a Dairy Queen here. If I get homesick, I can have a Blizzard, or if I want this delicious Canadian treat, I can have poutine here. So that's made me really happy. It's been a snow day today, in case you can't tell. Like, I'm in a little sweater and just wanted to like hang out. Though I haven't driven yet in the snow. It's only snowed twice in the past 10 years in Texas, and I skid around a few times. I didn't feel comfortable with that. We just had a really horrible ice storm a month ago, right? And the whole power was out for like 3 weeks, and it was just insane. So I drove to work when I was working at Target. just to have to turn around and go back home because they were closed, and I didn't have to work for 3 days. So different here. I'm eventually gonna have to go out and start driving in the snow, but for now I'm just hanging out. It's a small town that I'm in. I'm in a military base. I'm a city girl. I'm used to, you know, hearing traffic go by. I'm used to hearing that like white noise. I'm used to hearing sirens, and it's very quiet. Things are a little bit slow paced here. I'm used to just like the hustle and bustle, like, you know, schedule this appointment now, let's get things done now. I have a lot of gray time, which means a lot of, you know, time to fill, and I'm trying to, you know, come up with some routines for myself, and I will dive deeper into that when I chat with you guys like next week. I've been, you know, practicing my yoga again, and I can't wait to start sharing those videos with you all and just like inspire everybody to ultimately live a healthier lifestyle, you know, become a little bit more zen, meditate, you know, start to kind of like know what's going on, you know, and, you know, mentally with yourself if you're having problems. I, you know, first got here, was really struggling, and I believe it's because like I was in low vibration. I was thinking too much. I was like too much in my head, and I have learned how to, you know, get through that and get back into doing what I love best, which is baking, cooking, and just sharing these experiences with you all. So stay tuned for my video next week, and have a good one, guys. Bye. Ask me how many times I have done this in my life, and I'll tell you, 0. Been in the car for like 10 minutes, all the snow is coming off, things are fine, and I'm about to hit the road. Thank God I have made it to Walmart. Right there. A few minor slides on the road. It is very scary, but with time, it'll be okay. So